welcome back to ArcNeo Reviews, welcome back to Starscream Week. Today we're going to take a look at one of the weirder Starscreams in my collection, actually. This is... I'll tell you the real name when I can look it up. At the time of recording, my computer is installing an update. It has been doing that for some time, so I can't look this up. But it's this one. It's like Energon Power-Up Starscream or something. It's from RID 2015. It's a very, very weird figure and kind of neat in some ways. Figured I'd, finally throw it in front of the camera here and prattle on about it a little bit. As you can see, it is very messy in the jet mode. There's all kinds of, arms and feet and everything just hanging off in this mode. Little bit of a bummer, but it does the job well enough, I guess. And he does have a little landing gear right here, by the way. There's landing gear molded on the bottom of the null rays. He's literally just sitting here playing peekaboo in this mode. It's pretty bad, if we're going to be honest. The little weird symbols that they had on them. I guess there was an app or something back in the day. You could scan these and get stuff in the game. Who knows? But actually, this is the oldest figure I know of, personally, that I know of, that has that double mushroom peg thing that I've been praising in newer figures. Except they didn't, continue it down here to fill in the hollow bits, which is the reason I like double mushroom pegs. Fills in the hollows. But yeah, this is a very weird figure. He did come with a Minicon as well. I want to say the Minicon's name is Caliber. I can't remember, but we can get Starscream to say that a little bit later. This figure actually does talk quite a bit. Part of the reason I want to review it is to make it shut up. But yes, as you can tell, we have like 2 inches of sword blade sticking out underneath a very obvious robot body with a big peg in the back. And to transform it, you fold the sword up, and that moves everything else. I will give them this. The Minicon looks pretty neat in its robot mode. It is completely non-articulated. There is just the automorph, which apparently I have to help out nowadays. Oh, the joys of automorph. But yeah, he does have a peg back here that you can use to store him in vehicle mode here. Just pegs on back there. That sound was not made by me, by the way. One second. Yes, that sound did not come from me pegging in this Minicon. This is part of the reason I want to get this figure reviewed already. This has the most easily set off voice gimmick of any figure I've ever messed with, and frankly, I just want to rip the batteries out of him and never have to put them back in. Yeah, we're talking near Salty Boy levels of review here, by the way, today, people. But there's one redeeming feature to this figure after we get done pointing and laughing at the very compromised jet mode. Ha ha! Okay, we're moving on. Started choking myself from doing that. So, transform this mess, move the sword guy out of the way here. Go ahead and flatten out these tail fins. Open that panel up. Fold it all back down. Does not peg in or anything. It just sits there and you hope it stays while I bring up the camera. There's little tabs sticking off the back of the arms that peg into the wing there. Just go ahead, unpeg them. Bring everything down. And once you've got the clearance, you can rotate the arms and then straighten out the hands. So unpeg, bring this out. Get things clear, rotate. And bring the arms back up. Bring down these, which are very, very noticeably about to become the legs. Go ahead and split the nose cone which is tabbed together in 2 different places here. This sometimes will fight me pretty hard. Like tonight, apparently. Come on. There we go. So, untab that, then these little pegs sticking out here will peg into this blue double hinge. Make sure you flip out the foot first, though, and then just clip that together. And go ahead, stand them up, rotate the legs, and bring the arms back down. And there you've got Starscream in his robot mode. And I will give it the robot mode. This is a pretty neat looking mode, actually. He's got all kinds of like Energon power-up veins going on around his torso and legs. It looks kind of neat. There is actually some posability on this guy as well. Bring him in really quick so you can see the weird noseless face sculpt. I don't know why everything in already lost their noses, but whatever. Shoulders do rotate all the way, actually, if the wings weren't in the way. He does unfortunately have a loose elbow on this side. Frankly, I haven't found it worth my time to try to fix it. You can rotate the null rays, and I want to say you can take them off, but I guess not. That, or I just have them wedged in here too hard. But I think they're permanently attached. This is a figure that I got and put in a box. I have this for obligation of Starscream. But he does have a rotation right there in his bicep. Unfortunately, it will get stuck in the shoulder pads, so you can only use it like while the arm is straight down. He does have really good range of bend at the elbow, though, as well as, like many figures, it's just the transformation joint here in the wrist, but it's at least a little useful because it goes up instead of down. So I'll give him that. Nothing at the waist, but he can kick forward. Can't really kick back because the kibble comes right behind him. Does have a thigh swivel right there. You can do the splits. There. Oh, I'm remembering wrong. There is not a knee joint, so he just does the high kick, and then you can rock the foot back and forth, and the feet are molded at a bit of an angle. So, bricky guy. Now, to actually do his voice gimmick, like you're going to do it on purpose, all you do is bop the top of his head. And he's got a few different things he'll say. Okay, I forgot that sound had a long build-up. Let's see if we can get it again. I will give him this. That's some good speaker quality. Okay, and that's the one. And then when you leave him untouched for a little while, you get the power down sound. It was very hard to time that correctly. I'm just going to say that now. But yes, you can then go ahead. The peg right here will let him wield the weird little sword guy. It works, I've never seen Starscream as the kind of guy to use a sword, but if you want to, you can. Or, what you're more meant to do with this guy, and it's the reason he has kind of this extra long secondary peg, is he plugs into the chest, and it will change the sounds a little bit. Okay, its name was Lancelot. That's what it was. Yeah, so you get that. Makes no sense just to have a sword hanging off your chest. He will go off on his own a few times while this guy's here, so you do want to get him ripped out. And I believe he'll power down again here in a second. No? Okay, so there's no more power down. Okay, cool. Yeah, overall, It's a very limited articulation figure. Mine has some loose ankles as well, so he will tip over pretty easily. But the articulation's limited, but in the robot mode standing here, it does look pretty neat. Unfortunately, I don't quite have enough room to do a good wide shot on him, but he looks neat. The Minicon looks neat. Everything here looks good. So if you just want him to stand there and pose, he's fine. The jet mode's pretty weak. The articulation is bad. The Minicon has no articulation. It just has automorph. Woohoo. So, not a figure I'm going to say rush out and get. But I will say, you know, if you're like me and you find him for $3 at a thrift store, that's when he's worth wasting your time on. Anything else, don't bother. Even when I'm reviewing my boy Screamer, not everything's going to be a positive review. But again, we didn't have to go quite full Salty Boy today. Anyway, thank you guys for watching, and as always, I will see you next time.